time in our city and in our county with the fear that sometimes people go to work and their family learns that ICE is on the premises and they might be detained, and families come and they're not sure whether their spouses or their family members have been taken away, and when they are taken away, not knowing where they're going. So this has been a very, very difficult time. But having said that, under no circumstances is violence acceptable, and when violence happens, it's going to be dealt with. And frankly, I think when there is violence, it really compromises the cause that people are actually fighting for. And so I'm concerned that now the federal government has nationalized the National Guard, and we could potentially have troops in our city. I do not believe that that is called for, because I am confident that LAPD and other law enforcement agencies like the sheriffs can handle things in Los Angeles.
Mayor, it is rare that we see a president federalize troops without the governor being on board of that state, but that has happened. The president of the United States called you out specifically on his social media platform, saying you and the governor cannot do your jobs, and so he is forced to step in. What is your response to the president and his actions today?
Well, first of all, I certainly reject the notion that neither the governor or I can do our jobs. We have been in close collaboration. And having said that, I've also been in close communication and collaboration with representatives in the White House. And so I reject that notion and feel that we can be in charge and deal with what has happened here. Unfortunately, in our city, we have experience with civil unrest, but I think that it is most important that we act very aggressively and prevent things from getting out of hand. And I think that that is what you have seen, and that's what you're going to continue to see. We certainly want to make the opportunities available for people to exercise their First Amendment rights. There is no problem with that. But the minute that protests turn to violence, when people are throwing things or graffitiing up buildings, then that is just not acceptable, and people are going to be held accountable. And we can manage that. We do not need 2,000 troops in this city.
Well, where do you lay the blame for today's unrest? Is it the actions you see taken by the federal government today? Or is it this happening just under your watch in a city and we see violence break out again? A lot of people will point to your leadership and say this is now happening under your watch.
Well, I don't see how that is productive at all. I think what needs to happen is that our city needs to regain control. What happened here, as you very well know, is ICE initiated enforcement actions on several workplaces, and that created a sense of chaos and outrage and fear and terror, because people are very worried as to what happened to their families. You